It was a crisp morning in Manila Bay. The skyline shimmered under the rising sun. Reporters rushed to the docks, cameras flashing. A new warship, freshly painted, carried the Japanese and Philippine flags side by side. The air buzzed with excitement. On this day, history was being made. Behind the podium, the Philippine Defense Secretary spoke first. "Today, we turn a new page," he declared, his voice echoing across the pier. Next to him stood Japan's ambassador, offering a firm handshake. Naval officers from both sides looked on, proud and vigilant. The ship's engines hummed, ready for its next mission in the unpredictable South China Sea. This wasn't just about one ship, it was about partnership and purpose. News outlets called it a turning point. Social media exploded with photos and hashtags like, "9 stronger together," and "defend our seas." For the Philippines, this was more than ceremony. It was a promise of safety in uncertain times. The world watched. What would this alliance mean for security in Asia? And how would China respond? For years, the Philippines has watched its waters with concern. The South China Sea is rich in fish and oil. It is also a highway for ships carrying goods worth trillions of dollars. But these seas are troubled. Chinese ships, including Coast Guard and fishing boats, often enter Philippine waters. They build artificial islands and claim almost the entire sea as their own. The Philippine Navy, for a long time, was outmatched. Many of its ships were old and slow. Its radars and weapons were outdated. Filipino fishermen complained of being chased away. Coast Guard crews faced larger and more modern Chinese vessels. There was growing worry that the Philippines could not defend its own islands. Public pressure rose. Citizens and lawmakers demanded action. National pride was at stake. Defense experts warned that without help, the Philippines would struggle to keep control over its territory. The government knew it needed to act fast. So, the search for allies began. The Philippines needed new ships, better technology, and skilled sailors. Most of all, it needed friends who understood the risks and were willing to help. China's navy is now one of the largest in the world. Its warships, aircraft carriers, and submarines patrol the South China Sea day and night. Beijing claims almost all of this sea, using a so-called 9-dash line on its maps. This claim stretches close to the shores of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and other countries. Chinese vessels have built bases on coral reefs. They install radar stations, airstrips, and missile batteries. When other countries protest, China sends more ships. There have been tense standoffs at sea with water cannons and even ramming incidents. Filipino fishermen have been blocked from their traditional fishing grounds. The Philippines took China to court and won. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled that China's claims were illegal, but China ignored the decision. It kept building bases and sending patrols. For Manila, the message was clear. It needed to stand up or risk losing control of its own waters. China's power grows every year. Its navy gets newer, faster, and more advanced. The rest of Asia watches with worry, wondering who will stand up to the dragon next door. Amid rising tension, Japan stepped up. In 2023, the two countries signed a landmark defense agreement. This pact allowed Japanese forces to visit and train in the Philippines. For the first time since World War II, Japan sent military aid to another Asian country. The deal covered more than just training. Japan agreed to transfer patrol vessels, surveillance radars, and other high-tech equipment. The goal was simple: help the Philippine Navy modernize quickly. Japan also promised to help train Filipino sailors and Coast Guard crews. The agreement shocked some and pleased many. Japan, once forbidden from military exports, was now a key security partner. For older Filipinos, memories of war faded as a new alliance formed. Tokyo and Manila found common ground in their desire for peace and stability. This pact was more than paperwork. It was a message to the region. The Philippines would not stand alone, and Japan was ready to help keep the peace. Japan's support arrived in waves, quite literally. First came the patrol ships, sleek and fast, able to outmaneuver older Chinese vessels. Each was equipped with modern navigation and communication systems. Filipino crews trained alongside Japanese engineers, learning every detail of the new technology. Next came advanced surveillance radars. These systems could spot ships and aircraft from miles away, even in bad weather. For the Philippine Navy, this was a huge leap forward. No longer would Chinese ships appear by surprise. Command centers buzzed with new information, giving Filipino commanders a clear picture of the seas. Training was just as important as hardware. Japanese instructors came to Philippine naval bases, running drills and classroom sessions. They taught everything from navigation to electronic warfare. Filipino sailors gained confidence, knowing they now had the tools and skills to defend their waters. The aid didn't stop there. Japan pledged more ships and equipment for the future. Each delivery brought the two countries closer, on the deck and in the command room. The partnership came alive on the high seas. Joint naval exercises became regular events. In one drill, Japanese and Philippine ships formed a convoy, practicing maneuvers and communications. Helicopters buzzed overhead, while officers exchanged signals and commands in both languages. At Subic Bay, sailors from both navies compared notes on tactics and technology. Meals were shared, and friendships formed. Japanese engineers helped install new radars at coastal outposts. Filipino crews showed their Japanese counterparts the unique challenges of local waters, from narrow straits to sudden storms. During one exercise, a simulated rescue operation took place. Teams from both nations worked together, saving stranded sailors and providing medical care. The drills were realistic, sometimes tense, but always focused on learning and trust. These moments built more than skills. They built a sense of unity. When the next crisis comes, both navies will know they can count on each other. The Japan-Philippines partnership is not just about two countries, it is part of a larger game, a strategic chessboard in Asia. The South China Sea links the economies of Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia with the world. If one nation controls these waters, it can shape global trade and security. Other countries have noticed. The United States, Australia, and even some European nations have supported the alliance. They send ships to take part in exercises and show the flag. The goal is to keep the sea open to all, not just the strongest. China, of course, watches closely. Its leaders worry that new alliances could limit their influence. Every new ship, radar, or exercise sends a signal. The message is that the South China Sea will not be easy to dominate. For the Philippines, this growing web of partnerships brings hope. For Japan, it means a safer neighborhood. For Asia, it may mean a future where peace is kept by many, not just a few. Every ship Japan gives the Philippines shifts the balance a little. Each radar, each training mission, adds to the Philippines' strength. China can no longer expect easy victories or silent neighbors. The seas are busier, and every move is watched. The alliance also inspires others. Vietnam and Indonesia have started to talk more with Japan. Even South Korea has shown interest in joining exercises. The web of security grows wider, making it harder for any one nation to act alone. There are risks, of course. China could try to test the alliance with new provocations, but the message from Manila and Tokyo is clear. They are ready to respond, together. The region's smaller countries see this and feel a little braver. For decades, the South China Sea was a place of uncertainty. Now, thanks to new partnerships, the future looks a little more secure. The story of Japan and the Philippine Navy is just beginning. More ships and equipment are on the way. Joint exercises will grow bigger and more complex. There is talk of sharing intelligence and building new naval bases together. The alliance is strong, but it must keep growing to meet new challenges. Other Asian countries watch closely. Some may join the partnership. Others will build their own defenses. The hope is that by working together, Asia can keep its seas free and open. The risks are real, but so are the opportunities. Much depends on what happens next. Will China back down or push harder? Will the alliance hold firm when tested? Only time will tell. For now, the Philippines and Japan are showing that unity is possible and powerful. In the end, the real victory may be peace itself. If this partnership keeps the seas calm, the untold story will have a happy ending.